Hi everybody. I want to speak to you about something that's very sensitive in my heart. A few years ago, I had a dream, and in that dream, I saw something very scary. This was one of the first spiritual attacks that I had. I had previously joined a prayer group. I told myself I want to start praying some more, and I decided to join a prayer group full of very prayerful women. Boy, did I come in over my head. I joined this group because I wanted more from my life. I'd gone through a very big transition in my life. I'd had a breakup that happened that really left me confused about my whole entire self. I joined this prayer group and I started praying with these women, these mighty women of God. I was praying with them. I was pouring out my heart, and I was, really praying in spirit and in truth. And boy, what I met with, I was terrified. I started having nightmares. I started not being able to sleep properly. I literally couldn't put my head on a pillow and not get torment from evil spirits every single night. As soon as I realized the trend, I decided, do you know what? I don't want to have nightmares anymore. I wasn't able to sleep. I had 2 young children. I didn't know, I couldn't function in the day. It was really detrimental to my mental health at that time, or so I thought. Now I'm reflecting back. Now I know more. I entered spiritual combat without being equipped. I entered spiritual combat naked. I was attacked to the point where I didn't want to speak about anything that wasn't just hippie and dippy and happy. And guys, it was a lot. I was just telling you that it was a lot. I'm telling you this. Why? I'm telling you this because when you start walking with Christ and when you start understanding that the world is a spiritual place, there are battles that you face. There are battles that you face and you think to yourself, why am I going through this? It feels literally like you're going mad. Like I recently was talking to my sister, and she's a mental health nurse, and my mom, and I was talking to them about how you can actually become crazy from the spiritual attacks that you get when you're in a season of prayer. Anyway, so I've gone through this now. I was dating my husband at the time, and he wasn't very spiritual then either. And he would just sit and talk to me on the phone until I fell asleep. I used to fall asleep simply of being so exhausted. Like I'd been with kids the whole day, and then I couldn't sleep. I'm telling you this because I want to just tell you that life is actually truly spiritual. I didn't know this for the majority of my life, and I wish someone really did tell me this from a very young age. I can understand why you wouldn't tell a young child this, because it is quite scary. But the truth of the matter is life is quite scary. Life is quite scary. But you have to tell yourself, you have to decide where you want to be in life. Do you want to be on the defense, or do you want to be on the offense? If you look at life as scary, unfortunately, you're always going to be on the defense. But if you look at life as you have control, you can then become on the offense. I want to tell you about a revelation that I had recently of something I've been struggling with, which is also tied into what I went through at that time. So I was praying at that time. I was in the prayer group, as I said. I was in this prayer group, and whilst I was in this prayer group, I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm in this prayer group, why am I receiving these attacks? I'm praying to you, God. You told me, God, that I have this dominion thing. Like, you told me that I have power, all these things, right? Like, why am I receiving these attacks? It's because I didn't understand something very pivotal, very, very pivotal in this warfare thing. When I tell you guys, you need to be equipped when you're stepping into warfare. What was I doing in the time? What was I doing in my spare time when I was doing this warfare? I was wrapped up in all types of sin. I was nowhere near God. I was just stepping into a spiritual realm I had no business being in. I had no principles. I had no discipline. I had no self-control. I had no love, even for myself. When you're stepping into a place of spiritual warfare, you need the armor. You need it. And you need the power. The armor is a good defense, but the power. And I saw this video the other day. It was talking about the power of God, and it was and that we have within us, which helped me understand some other things. But the example that I want to give you is, let's say if your sibling, when you were younger, your sibling was going to come to you and say, Daddy said, come here. Because Daddy said it, you're going to come. If they just came by themselves and if they said, come here, come to Daddy, come, you are not going to listen to that. Simply because they are the one that's saying it. You're looking at them like a child. Another child is telling me what to do. I'm not going to listen to this person. But it needs a person of authority to tell that child, oh, my child, go and tell them that Daddy said, come here. There's something in the Daddy said that has power, that has authority. And that is where the power that we have as Christians comes from. I didn't understand this for a long time, and I was a victim of my circumstances. I was a victim of this world. I didn't understand that my power comes from the fact that my Father sent me. My Father sent me to tell you that you have no power in my life. Not I'm coming. Not Lynn said, devil, leave me alone. Lynn was only born 20-something years ago. What does she know? You're talking to the Ancient of Days, the serpent that deceived Eve. What authority do I have over that serpent? My power is not me. My power is the one who lives within me. That changed my whole world. It blew my whole world apart. And I just want to thank the Lord that He gives us this authority that I didn't know I had. I was a victim. I was a child in an adult's world. If you're someone who goes through spiritual battles, which I am, I'm a victim. I was a victim. I was a victim. Guys, if I tell you about the sleep paralysis that I went through, you'd think, what is going on? If I tell you about it, I have so many stories I can tell you. I've been strangled. I've been crushed in my dreams. I've been choked in my dreams. Guys, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy because when you think about it, you think, but I'm just a regular girl. I also grew up in the church. There's not much that I really went through, but I did go through some stuff. Guys, Do not neglect the spiritual world. It is more important than what we see in the physical world. It's what has power to oppress you, but it also has power to lift you up.